Hello, and welcome to today's video. Once again, we are curling my hair, and I figured it also might be fun to talk today about my diet and eating habits and how they've changed over the years, because they have changed a ton over the last couple of years. Like, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, so currently my diet is probably the best it's ever been. I mean, there's still ups and downs. Like, some weeks I do better than others, but like overall, it is so much healthier. So I feel like to really give you guys perspective, I should start by explaining what my diet used to look like around 2 to 3 years ago. So I would start the day, I'd wake up around between noon and 2 p.m. I know, just that sounds unhealthy. I mean, I don't know, some people might think that sounds fantastic. To each their own. I liked it at the time, I don't anymore. But yeah, so I'd wake up between noon and 2 p.m. And I had those little 4-packs of Nutter Butters. I'd grab 2 of those and eat them. And that was how I would start my day. So I'd eat my Nutter Butters, and then I would, get up and get ready for the day. And then typically, like, the only thing I was drinking was Sprite. Yeah, soda. Like, I drink that stuff as if it was water. I drink so much Sprite. And then I wouldn't really eat again until, like, later in the day. I don't even know what I'd eat. Like, I'd eat Cheez-Its. I really liked Cheez-Its. So I would eat tons of those. Lots of Cheez-Its. I really liked the, like, white cheddar ones. Those were pretty tasty. So yeah, then I'd have Cheez-Its for, like, dinner snack time between, like, 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. And then usually I'd get home and eat something else equally unhealthy. Occasionally maybe slightly less bad, but still typically not super great for me. So yeah, that's where I was a couple years ago. Eventually, I decided, I think about 2 years ago, so that was 2.5 to 3, about 2 years ago, I decided that I needed to drop Sprite because I have dealt with really bad anxiety, and that's given me, like, a lot of stomach issues. Like, I'll get sick to my stomach a lot, or just feel really, like, my stomach will just be really upset all the time. And I felt like the Sprite wasn't helping with that. So I decided that Sprite's not healthy anyways, I'm gonna cut that out. And at first I had no idea what I was replacing it with. I'm just like, okay, so what do I drink now? I ended up going for lemonade, which lemonade is an improvement. It's still pretty sugary and it's not water. I really hated water. Like, I would not drink water under any circumstances, really. Like, I thought it was just the most, like, disgusting, unsatisfactory thing in the world to drink. So yeah, I was just drinking lemonade at that point. And if I forgot my lemonade to, like, bring it to work, I just didn't drink anything. I was probably dehydrated a lot. It was pretty bad. And then I was still eating the same garbage. But after, I think probably between a few months and a year of, like, having cut soda out, I decided to do something similar with candy. So, like, any kind of, like, manufactured, packaged candy, whatever. I didn't eat, like, I don't like chocolate. I haven't liked it since I was probably 6 or 7. So I don't eat, like, candy bars and stuff, but I really loved gummy candy. So, like, gummy bears, or especially those, like, gummy not lifesavers. No, I do really like the lifesavers, but I'm thinking of the Jolly Rancher gummies. Those things are so, like, calorie heavy. They're intense, very sugary. I really liked them. But I've decided, I'm like, eating candy, like, whenever I'd start eating candy, I'd eat way too much and I'd feel sick. And I'm just like, I don't need this in my life. There's actually, like, no benefit other than it tasting good. So I was like, okay, this is it. I am done eating candy. And I just stopped. One day no more candy for me. And so, like, I had kind of made some mild changes, but obviously my overall eating was still pretty bad. Like, there was still a ton of improvement to be made. I was getting rid of the worst things, but I wasn't really adding anything good. And so fast forward to the end of 2023, so just over a year ago, I was kind of in a place where, like, I had started to drink water occasionally. Like, I was drinking it here and there, and I was realizing that, like, it kind of made my body feel better. Funny how that works. One of the most basic necessities of life, like, actually helps your body function better. That's crazy. But yeah, no, it made enough of a difference that I was like, okay, I actually need this. And as I started drinking water more and noticing the benefits, I actually started liking it. So I replaced, instead of drinking juice every day, I would drink water. And that honestly started making a huge difference. From there, I started cutting out really unhealthy things like the Nutter Butters. I replaced them with much healthier stuff, and I just continued to work on slowly switching things out in my diet that weren't great for me and finding healthier things. So I was trying to eat like actual protein. And my favorite thing for a lot of last year was a bagel sandwich. So I would get like the everything bagels, and I would split the meat between like this roast beef that was just superb. It was really healthy too, and like turkey. And then I think I usually went for cheddar cheese and then spinach and then mustard. And that was what I ate for like my first meal of the day. And it was so helpful in like giving me just a solid boost to get started for the day. So I started kind of eating that for breakfast, and then like my schedule changed a lot with work. I started doing a lot more of my own work, and the work I was doing for other companies was a lot more on my own schedule. And so it was like I was actually home to eat dinner with my family a lot. And so I would like actually get a real dinner, and that honestly I think was really good for me. My body needed the additional nutrients and stuff. So that was a great change. And I kept doing little things to just improve what I was eating and to be more healthy. For a long time too, I also started eating, like I would eat a spoonful of honey every day, like local honey, because that actually helps with allergies, because I've dealt with a lot of allergies in my life, and legitimately I think that made a pretty like significant healthy difference. But yeah, then I started incorporating things like yogurt into my diet and just other stuff that's good for the body, and I found this app that I am just obsessed with now. It's called Yuka, and it essentially, you can scan the barcode of like food products as well as like beauty products, so things like lotion, deodorant, any of that kind of stuff. And it gives it a rating out of 100, with 0 being basically this is trash, you don't want this anywhere close to you, and 100 being like this is like best case scenario, like this is so good for you, it's got nutrients and it doesn't have like dangerous additives. And so I would start scanning like the foods that I would eat with Yuka, and it's like if I notice something rated really low, like the first thing I would check is I'm not too worried about like highly caloric foods, which is one of the things that it bases its judgment on, because I've been like the same, within 10 pounds of the same weight for, well, probably between like 15 pounds of the same weight for like 10 years. I mean, probably not 10, closer to like 5 or 6, but like, so the caloric content of my food wasn't really a big deal. So I never really was worried about that. And sugar was kind of like 50-50. Like I know that I usually would be more so like, is this natural sugar, or is this like artificial, sketchy sugar stuff? And so I would go off of that. But like harmful additives, anything with harmful additives, I try to cut out. Like there's a few things I still eat that have some not the greatest additives, but it's like it's only if it has other health benefits plus a little bit of convenience, because as bad as a lot of convenience food is, sometimes in life you just need to have access to convenience food. So it is what it is. But I feel like Yuka helped me so much in changing my diet to just be more aware of like what I was putting into my body and how it could affect me. Because one of the best things is like any of the additives or any of the things that it marked as bad or that lowered the rating, you could click on it and it'd give you more information. Like, what's wrong with it? Does it cause cancer? Does it cause issues for your immune system? Like anything like that, it would explain why you don't want that additive in your food. And I loved that. And so over last year, I just continued really working on improving the way that I eat and the type of food that I eat and how often that I eat. And I'm still very much so learning and growing. But this year, I've made even more changes. Like as I moved out of my parents' house, so I don't get to eat dinner with them all the time. I still do sometimes because I work there. It's a great setup. But when I do eat at home, I try to be very conscious of what I'm eating. So there's a lot of salad. I love steak. I learned how to cook steak in the air fryer this year, and I can't even tell you how good it makes my body feel to eat steak. It is just so encouraging. I usually like have steak with spinach on the side, and it just makes my body feel so good. And I'm like, this is what we're supposed to be eating. And so just all of those little changes like that, like legitimately, my physical and mental health have just transformed over the last year. Because it's really been the last year that I like really started trying to put good things into my diet and change things. And I feel like the small changes I had made in the past contributed a ton and made it so much easier, like having already cut out soda and candy and some of those just really addictive foods made it so much easier to just start shifting towards healthier things. And I definitely still have progress to be made. Like I especially think I love Chobani flips. Like that is one of my favorite foods. I eat them every day. And they're not bad, but they're not like the healthiest yogurt option out there. Like they're probably a little high in sugar and just different things like that. And so I'm like, I probably ought to switch it out for like a healthier type of yogurt, but I am I'm not ready for that yet. The problem with the Chobani flips is like I really like that they have like the little crunchy things in them. I love the texture. Texture is so important to me in food. Like a lot of foods that I don't like, it's a mixture of like the richness and the texture that I don't like. And so the Chobani flips have just the perfect texture for yogurt, and then the little crunchy things that you put in them is just superb, and I really enjoy that. And ultimately, like I said, they're not a bad thing, they're just not the best yogurt option. And I truly intend to eventually like shift over to a healthier yogurt, and like I'm really that way with everything in my life, because obviously I also just can't afford the healthiest stuff. Like I get the cheapest steak they have at Walmart, it's probably not the highest quality, but it's like, it's still steak, it's still giving my body nutrients that it just loves, and it's so helpful and healthy, and it just feels good to eat. Like I legitimately, whenever I have steak for dinner, it's like the next day I wake up and my body is just like, yay. And yeah, it's funny because like when I was younger, I rarely had steak. Like my family would have it like once a year or something, or less, probably less. I don't know, but since I've started like just, I learned how to make it for myself, I probably have it about once a week, and it feels so good. And I really look forward to getting to the point that I can be having it 2 to 3 nights a week. I can't afford that in terms of money or time currently, but when I can, it's gonna be so nice. So yeah, I am really looking forward to continuing to improve things, especially as I can afford healthier food. Like stores like Whole Foods, just my absolute favorite to go through, because I always just have Yuka out and I'll scan everything, and seeing just how much healthier it is for your body than if you scan everything at Walmart is just so encouraging. And it's like there's just so much good stuff out there, and I really look forward to continuing to improve my diet, teach my body to crave the healthy things, because that's what I've started working for. Like I said, I crave steak, and now I look at another Nutter Butter and it doesn't even look like real food. Like I legitimately don't know if I could eat another butter if someone handed it to me. I'd just be like, no, I can't. Like that makes me sick to just look at, because it really didn't do good things for my body. Like I liked that it had a little bit of protein in it, but it was so unhealthy. So I'm excited about the changes I've made to my diet, and I understand that they're not for everybody. So don't take this video as like me telling you have to eat just like me. You don't. I encourage you to find a healthy eating style that works for you and improves your life, because legitimately it has helped me so much mentally, physically, emotionally, just any way possible. My life is improving because of eating healthier. Like I just feel better and I'm able to do more, and I want to see that for other people too. But yeah, that's a little bit about my eating journey over the last couple years. I'm really happy with where I am, but I'm even happier to continue improving it. But thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of eating healthier. Do you guys prioritize it in your life, or is it something you want to work on, or is it something you could care less about? Because I find it so fascinating to see how much people's opinions differ. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.